Hi guys, Scott here, where today I'm finally going to upgrade my mirrors. Now, I don't know what these came off of, but this one was actually on the right side and I moved it over here because the left side was sticking up here right in the way of opening the air conditioners, which is unacceptable. So what I decided to go with is what most people would think of as West Coast mirrors. This setup is technically called the step van mirrors, and you see them mostly on like UPS trucks. And I sourced this stuff from like 3 or 4 different places, but had to find the right loop, as they call it, the mirrors I wanted, and then these brackets for mounting on the side of the van. And these are the part numbers for anyone looking to put the same set together. This is the loop, clamp kits, 4 of those, the foot, one package was 4 of them, big mirror and small mirror. Now, since these are equal length, I'm going to have to shorten this bottom one up to get it straight up and down. Now, 2.5 inches from this corner back and 1/2 inch down was where the Ford factory spec showed the top first bolt, and these are the bolts meant to go in right behind the door seal on this upper lip. I decided to drop down and go in this cavity with a riv nut. And these are the stainless riv nuts and the tool to install. Now with just this first one in here, I can mock things up and get my measurements. So to figure out how much shorter, I brought the top out till it was level. I'm sorry, plumb. So 2.5 inches, now we just have to flatten this and cut it off. And I cut a little bit of this off already to make it easier to get down the vise. And got some aluminum angle iron here to keep from scarring this nice stainless up. So I'm just gonna take a couple of bites here, go a little bit at a time. That'll work. that's looking pretty good. Now we just gotta mark and drill the rest of our holes. And since the van doesn't sit level, I'm gonna have to use a square to mark my lower holes. A little sealant on the rib nut. So the reason I went with this particular setup is so in this position it's nice and tight to the side of the van. I added these spacer blocks in here so I can do this. And when I'm towing, I can see around my camper. Well, I'm pretty happy with how this side turned out. Before I do the next side, I'm going to buy a good one of these because this Harbor Freight Special just about didn't get the last one in, and that would have been a mess. Okay, so here's my solution to replace this crappy thing that the pins broke in, and the nose piece started to bend after 3 inserts. I just got a hardened stud that is 1/4 20 threads here and 1/4 28 threads, so fine thread here. This is a coupling for all thread, also fine thread. 2 lock nuts to hold the shaft still, a stack of washers, and a little grease on everything, so the fine threads will create more leverage to make it easier. But I think a regular 1/4 20 would work, but this is more better. So that didn't work quite as good as I thought. Even though the stud was held still, the insert was still trying to unscrew off the end of it just with the force. So a flat piece of metal that I'm going to hold still and give it another go. Okay, so that worked pretty good, but a couple of things. These washers should be hardened washers too, because they're they're crushing as well and binding up on the stud, as is this piece of aluminum. So yeah, harder stuff. So these look great, and the visibility is excellent, especially when they're flipped to the outside. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.